Inside Rhode Island. This is where the Black Stars are based. This is where the Black Stars are camping. And this morning we have a very important interview. We are joined over here by the Honorable Minister for Sports and Recreation. My name is Raymond Yamado and we are live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra. And we are coming to you live from Rhode Island with this exclusive interview. It's an exclusive interview with the Minister for Sports and Recreation. And he's going to speak to a few issues. He's going to talk about the Black Stars, where they have reached as far as the World Cup is concerned, all the plans that they have for the Black Stars. He'll be talking about the supporters, and of course, he'll be talking about the issues of ticketing as far as this World Cup is concerned. And so we'll be having that very exclusive conversation with the Honorable Sports Minister in a bit. But if you just tuned in, this is Sporty FM, and everything you're hearing is coming to you from Rhode Island here inside the Providence Hotel. Honorable, good morning to you and welcome to Sporty FM.
Well, good morning and thank you.
Great. It's good to have you.
Well, it's good to be on your platform as always, whether in Ghana or away from Ghana.
Right.
You make it look home.
Right. Honorable, your first World Cup as Sports Minister, what has the experience been like for you?
Well, it's been tough. We took over affairs at the time the national team was so down. We had just failed to qualify for the AFCON. And so we needed to put a lot of things together. Together with the FA, we started work. We managed to qualify. After qualification, still, it's like the soul of the team has left the team. Ghanaians just didn't want to have anything to do with the team, no matter how much we were inviting people to come on board. It was becoming very tough. But through diligence, through hard work, we managed to launch a fundraising effort, which saw some level of enthusiasm, of course, thanks to the EMP, engineers and planners, who announced on that day a huge support towards the project of $5 million, and others who also announced their individual smaller contributions to support the cause. And we began from there till we are where we are here. Of course, you would know that whilst we were preparing to journey here, nobody gave us any chance. Some said we were just coming to play the 3 matches and pack back home. But this is the first World Cup that we had a match to spare.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 group games that we have, the last one we had it to spare for the first time because we had already secured our qualification to the next round before we played our last game. Yeah. And this is the World Cup that we were never given any chance to progress to the next stage. So when I say that there is a certain spirit behind the team, there is a hand bigger than man that is behind the team, then it tells you what it is. Of course, we made the decision very late to change our technical team. Many Ghanaians, some thought it was too late, some thought it was not going to impact on the team, but clearly seeing our play of the 3 games we've had so far, the group stages, you cannot rule out the impact of the changes that we made to the technical team, and that the head coach and his supporting staff have brought something to bear in the team. And the general support from Ghanaians, the love that all of a sudden they have shown in the team, based on what the team has been able to do, also contributed to bringing us this far. So we want to appreciate all. It's not been an easy one, of course, having a World Cup organized in 3 countries. America alone, United States of America alone, is so broad and wide. But then now to add another country to go and play in Toronto, where our camp base is in US. Then you have to move to Toronto to go and play. Then return to US and play in Boston. And then move from Boston to Philadelphia for your last group game. Now you will have to be preparing to leave to Kansas to go and play your round of 32. And when you finish the round of 32, you win that one, you have to now fly out again to Canada in Vancouver to go and play the round of 16. Well, logistically, it's a nightmare, but we would have to continue to do it.
Well, Honorable, talking about the technical team, I'm sure everybody back home is impressed with the kind of work they've done, the kind of output we've seen at the World Cup. And of course, you would feel vindicated having taken that decision at the time that you took the decision. Are we angling towards a possible extension of Carlos Queiroz' job?
Well, this is a matter that if you listen to the fans, you listen to Ghanaians on whose behalf we run affairs, they are very happy with the coach.
Yeah.
They are calling, for the first time I'm hearing a lot of people who didn't have any hope in the team saying maintain the coach. But it's a subject matter that we'll thoroughly discuss when we get back home after clinching this trophy that we are all yearning towards. When we started, we were 48.
Yeah. No, we were in the
70s. We were confident that we are also chasing the trophy. Now the numbers have been reduced by 16 out, and 32 are going to the next round. We still think that we are heading towards clinching the trophy. Some have started falling out, and I know we'll be part of the 16 who will continue to chase, and we'll be part of the 8 who will continue to chase.
And then we'll bring it down to 4.
Exactly. And then eventually to the 2. Yeah. So that is our project. That is what we are working towards. And I want us to focus on this. But as for the coach, I had every confidence in him that he will do something. Yeah. When I met him, when I engaged with him, and we had our conversation, and after that he addressed the media and said, yes, he's been coaching for over 40 years. And he's bringing all his 40 years experience to reflect in the Black Stars play. But never has he embarked on a job as tough as the Black Stars job. Because we had serious conversation. And I told him about the desire of the nation, and that we were not, people think that we're just coming to play at the group stages and go back. But we, those who are hiring him, that's not our mindset. Our mindset is that we are chasing the trophy. We are chasing the trophy, and we're still in that mindset.
Honorable, you've been at the tournament from day one, from Toronto right through to Boston to Philadelphia. What are your biggest takeaways from everything you've seen here in terms of organization?
Well, I must say that nothing comes easy, but let me say a big thanks to the team that have worked tirelessly from the Ghana side to make sure that things flew smoothly for the team, the technical team, the playing body, and even the fans. Movement has not been easy, not even just for the playing body, but so far so good. Some challenges have come up, but we have confronted them and dealt with them, and it is normal. Even World Cups, when World Cups are held in just one country, we face such challenges where you don't need to be moving residents from one point to the other. We face such challenges, and so the challenges are bound to come, but how you resolve them, how you respond to them quickly, and to make sure that things stabilize for the team to continue to perform, for me, is one of the biggest things. I don't know whether you are interested in this area also. Fan support has been huge, especially demand for entry rights. In other words, tickets to be able to enter. Unfortunately, the government support system could only do the little that we can, and the little that we have. Not even at a certain point, even if you were interested in getting more tickets, they were just not available. So you can only work with what you have. But a lot more fans in the United States, in Canada, turn out than we had tickets to serve them. So you find many who will be stranded. They drove to the stadium hoping that they will get tickets there, but the tickets are not physical tickets that will even be issued you there. The thing is that once you don't get the ticket earlier and you have not been assured that, the ticket will be sent you, but maybe it is delayed delivery, you don't have to be moving to the stadium with the hope that when you get there, you will get a ticket, unless you have your own arrangement to buy from a source, because this is World Cup. people have bought the tickets and are doing what? Resale.
Yeah.
So FIFA itself have a resale site where you can go and trade your tickets. Others have platforms where they do the trading of their tickets. Our tickets were not for those trading. They were complimentary tickets that we had paid for, that we are giving to various groups. Of course, the supporters union members that came from Accra have to be served. The stakeholders, the various stakeholders, the GFA, the SWAG membership, the other persons who came, the ministry and its allied agencies who were also here have to be served. Then Ghanaians in diaspora, the organized groups that we have, student groups. And let me take this opportunity to thank the Jama boys from Ohio University in United States of America, and also in Canada, the Morale boys and others who came out in their numbers and in their groups to support the cause. All these groups were what? To be saved out from the hundreds of tickets that we had. The only time we had a full 1,000 tickets was Ghana, England. The rest of the matches, we had just about 960 something, and then another 900 and maybe 70 something to deal with the thousands of people looking for tickets. There's no way you can satisfy all of them. And once you are not able to satisfy all of them, the next thing that fits in are rumors and lies.
Yeah.
Sometimes barefaced lies are introduced even before a single ticket went out. The first lie that got to me was that somebody said in US here, he found people who were selling tickets as a supermarket. Unfortunately for this person, he didn't know that the tickets this time around for the World Cup are electronic, and they are not physical tickets. So he told this lie. And you know what he said? He said tickets for face value of $150 for Ghana game was being sold for $750. There was no match ticket that cost $150 for the 3 games that Ghana was involved in.
Right.
Ghana, Panama, England, Ghana, and Croatia, Ghana. Our tickets, the cheapest you had, none was $150. Apart from the supporter tier of the $66, we didn't have anything around $150. There's no ticket of a face value of $150. So this gentleman was just cooking a story out there to tell the public which was false. Maybe there may be other matches that may have such value, but the matches involving Ghana didn't have a $150 face value ticket. So that was a bare lie. When the gentleman he was speaking to, I asked him to let him take pictures of that. He said, oh, the environment was not conducive to take pictures. You see how people lie and just to destroy others. So I have become aware of many of those lies that are told. People say the tickets are for sale. Look, the system I put in place was so rigorous that those in charge of the final pressing of the thumb for the tickets to go cannot do otherwise without my indication.
Yeah.
So the emails are collected either by the missions, it is then forwarded to me, then I then forward it. So subsequently, when we are going through the trail, if I have not sent you an email and you've sent a ticket to that person, you have to answer for it.
Yeah.
You have to answer for it.
Oh no, we'll stay a bit more on the ticket. We'll stay a bit more on the ticket because there are a lot of concerns that have come up.
Okay.
Now, help me understand this. Did government buy tickets for all the supporters in the diaspora?
No, that's what I've said earlier, that when we started this whole journey, we planned to do 3,000 tickets per game.
Okay.
So in other words, we are going to procure about 9,000 tickets in all So that we'll have 3,000 for Ghana and Panama game. We'll have 3,000 for Ghana and England game. We'll have 3,000 for Ghana and Philadelphia game. So we went ahead and procured the first 1,000, paid for the first 1,000 per game. That was the end of it.
Okay.
We didn't pay for any other ticket.
Okay.
And this payment also came from the funds that we raised.
Yeah.
It wasn't a direct taxpayers funding.
Okay.
It was from the fundraising efforts that we paid for this ticket. And it cost us, the invoice was issued and we paid about $1,126,000 with some few dollars on top.
And those tickets are not supposed to be for sale?
They are not for sale. They were never sold. Not a single ticket was sold. Well, people thought they could buy, but they faced stiff war and stiff opposition because the tickets were not for sale. And luckily, the tickets are not like physical tickets that you just give to somebody and then you later on will say, oh, I don't know who I gave the ticket to. The tickets are sent through emails. You see, FIFA introduced something that you have to download an app in order to be able to utilize the ticket. And in downloading the app, you have to provide an email. So the tickets I sent you are sent to you through an email. So that information is available. And it will be published at the right time. Once you want to benefit from government, your rights to privacy you can, like for example, you can't deny us in the spirit of transparency from publishing emails that benefited from the tickets arrangement. So at the right time, we'll publish all this. Those who receive on behalf of a group of a certain number, maybe an email will be receiving like 10, 20 or 50 on behalf of a group, 30 on behalf of a group. That person now will have to now come and explain how he or she also made sure that the community you are representing, you served them with what you received. Then that evidence is there, clear, that anybody who wants to pick the data and to investigate is available for the person to be able to do so, because the tickets were not just issued physical tickets where you say, oh, I gave some to Raymond. I gave 100 to Raymond. Raymond will come and say, oh no, he gave me only 10. The record will be there. So that record cannot be erased. So for the lies that are being told, they can only survive for a short period. The truth is like a cork. You can only keep the cork down the bottom of a river when your hand is still pressing on it. But the very day you lift your hand, the cork will come up. So that truth will be told. And surely will be told in this matter. And we will publish everything.
Honorable, take us to the criteria for receiving these free tickets, especially for those in the diaspora.
So let me even add, or not just those in diaspora. So the FA, which is the member association, is through the organization through which you purchase the bulk tickets.
Okay, so you buy your tickets from FIFA.
You buy your tickets from FIFA through the FA.
Okay.
So you make payment because FIFA has also allowed the member associations, not just Ghana's FA, to put a 10% administrative cost on every ticket. So you see the ticket that FIFA announced as the supporter tier for $60 will actually be sold to you for $66. So the ticket value will be $60. But because FIFA allows administrative cost of 10% to be put on every ticket, it will be sold to you for $66. Then we have another lower category. So in the case of Ghana, Panama, which was the game that we had the cheapest of our tickets, the least we had above the the special tier was $142.
Okay.
That was the least.
Okay.
For Ghana,
England.
that was our highest. The least was 242 or so. 242. Then Ghana and Croatia, the least was 198.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, none of our tickets had a face value of what? $150. For that liar to go and say that tickets of face value of $150 were being sold in a supermarket in United States of America for $750. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
So when we receive these tickets, the tickets are sent to us through some emails we have created.
Okay.
So the ministry specially created emails to receive those tickets of different categories. Then you download them and you begin to receive data, emails from potential utilizers, those who will be utilizing the ticket, or groups.
Yeah.
And from day 3 to the maybe final moment of the game, these tickets are then now sent either to individuals or to group leads. In the case of diaspora, the missions will receive the information and then they will forward the information to me.
Okay.
That information doesn't go direct to the team that is working. The emails they receive will first come to me. Then I will then forward to them and indicate which category of tickets should go where.
Okay.
I will then provide that information. Then they will then work on and then alert me that this group has been served or these individuals have been served. Then I will then report to the requesting authority, if it is the ambassador or the consul general or whoever or a group lead that is requesting. I will then inform them that your tickets have been delivered. So go and download them, or tell the people to download them and utilize them. We had instances where tickets that have been sent have not been accepted. If you don't accept the ticket after a certain time, sometimes it automatically returns itself after some time. But there are other times when the game is getting close and we monitor the dashboard and we realize that tickets have not been accepted. In order not to let those tickets go waste, we cancel the transmission of the ticket. So the ticket returns to our domain, then we can reassign to others who are ready. So that is why you observe sometimes a game is started or is just about starting. That is when some people receive their ticket.
Okay.
It is not because the ticket have been there all this while and they didn't send to you. The tickets have been sent to somebody who had requested, but either the person have not accepted or the person even did not even download the app. In some cases, but I will not mention this person because he's a very senior person. He had an email that which he didn't use to download the app.
Okay.
An email was specially created because these are some of the born before computer persons who were born after computer though, but they are born before computer people, but they were born after computer has been introduced.
Yeah.
So they created an email for him and downloaded the app. But he shared an email to me and I sent him tickets. Much earlier. Those tickets were pending for a very, very long time. I nearly even canceled the tickets that had been issued to him until he got to me that, oh, this was a problem. But he wanted me now to send those tickets to another email. So you have some people who give you wrong email. And so that may be the reason why the tickets are pending. But we would make sure that because the guys who worked on the ticketing really spent a lot of time to make sure that no ticket went waste. So just before the match, they will be on the dashboard, and you can see the unaccepted pending tickets. You go to transactions, and you will see that you've done these transactions, and these tickets are pending, have not been accepted. What do you do when there are others who are at the gate possibly looking for tickets and they have sent their emails? So you have to cancel and reassign these tickets. So these are the processes, very fair.
So you've been hands-on right from the start. You know
I'm saying
where
that
every ticket
the
goes.
the second game against England, I didn't do much of the handing out of tickets myself through the mail. I didn't, but the first one I did also quite a couple.
Yeah.
But against Philly, virtually I did the category 1. I did about 90% of the category 1 tickets that we had. I did them, and did about another 20% of premier level and then standard. I was deeply involved because I wanted to find out that I've put a solid system in place.
Yeah.
I trusted the guys who were working with the ticket, but there was so much noise out there. So let me do it myself, and let's see what happened.
Yeah.
So apart from a few identifiable persons that I made them to send the category 1, I did the rest. And that was how I caught the lie also.
Yeah.
Because I was the one who was doing the category 1. So how come people will come and tell me stories that the boys who were issuing the ticket were selling category 1 tickets for this match, for that match, for this match, and for that match? That was where I saw that this was a lie.
But Honorable, I want you to help me understand this. Apart from government tickets, people who have acquired tickets on their own from wherever have the right to sell their tickets.
Oh, of course. I saw an article where somebody wrote on Facebook saying that the government-sponsored supporters were selling tickets and claiming that they were selling tickets that belonged to Kempon, and that it was a lie, and that those tickets were the government-acquired tickets. So I followed that. Luckily, Kempon himself happened to be in the US, so I called him. He said, well, it's true. He received his ticket that he bought also from the FA for his travel arrangement he was organizing very late. And so he couldn't do much about it and decided that he was going to sell those tickets. And he gave it to some persons to do the sales for him. And that was one of those things that some people saw and claimed that, Kempon did not have any ticket. It's very easy to verify whether Kempon bought tickets or not by contacting the FA. Another story that I heard that somebody told me was that they said a travel and tour company also claimed that it took that they took some amount of money from some fans from New Jersey, and that the tickets that was supposed that they paid for was what government went and seized and is given to persons. That was also another lie that was put out there. We paid the tickets we got. Truly speaking, were less than the ticket we paid for. We paid for 3,000 tickets, 1,000 for each game. And like I've said, apart from Ghana, England, we didn't get the full 1,000. We were short by some 20 somewhere and another, I think, 18 somewhere. So if you add all together, a few numbers were lost. So we paid for the tickets we distributed to Ghanaians, whether they were supporters union members. And for the case of the supporters union, of course, distributing the tickets email by email singly is a tough job. So for organized groups, the supporters union that were organized, and organized diasporan supporters group, what you do is you pick one email and then you drop a number of tickets into that email, then that person can take care of those number of persons. So for supporters union, that is how we did for them. You have leads whose emails are collected, and a number of tickets, I think 10 per email, is dropped, and you will go with 9 other persons, including yourself. So when you get to the entrance, you show the tickets, they will scan them, then the person will pass. You show the next one, they will scan, and the person will pass. It's supposed to be a neat process. But sometimes our people.
Yeah.
They get to the gate and then they jam the place up and everybody think that they must enter first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them, or fortunately for us, it is not who enters first that gets a particular seat.
Yeah.
Every seat is numbered.
That's true.
Even if you come in the second part of the second half of the game, your seat will still be there for you.
Yeah.
So some people had a certain mentality that, okay, if I get in first, maybe I'll get every seat. Your section, your row, your section has a number. Your row has a number. Your seat has a number. You go to it, it just take you straight to your seat. So it didn't matter who entered first and who entered last.
Yeah.
Where you are supposed to sit, that's where you will sit. Unless you have a certain convenient arrangement with somebody that, because I know you, Raymond, okay, you are sitting there, I want to take your seat. Then that one, you could do that.
Honorable, how many supporters did government sponsor to America? And take us to their welfare, accommodation, feeding wise, per diem.
So,
take us to a bit of
in
everything.
all, including those who won raffle, and then we brought them, the Ministry of Sports-related agencies, the Ghana Football Association and their related persons that we have to support, 30 of them. And then which other group? I want to...
The stakeholders?
The stakeholders I've mentioned already. Then, of course, then the supporters union, the organized supporters unions. We had all our 281 who were fully given a full package of air tickets, accommodation, and a stipend. Then another category of persons who sponsored themselves, they bought their own tickets. Were also provided accommodation and given a stipend. And of course, match tickets were also offered to some of these persons. So these are the categories of supporters. I've heard some say that members of parliament and other CEOs, chief executive and the rest were sponsored. No, we had no such persons on our list. Beyond the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, where maybe some of our boards members and the rest came with us, we did not pick in, unless maybe that person is a chief executive of a certain company and a member of the supporters union, and the supporters union added his or her name, and I didn't know, but I doubt that. They sponsored themselves, arranged their own tickets, and then what have you, to be able to attend the games. Ministers of state were not sponsored. If you saw any minister attending this World Cup, they sponsored themselves. Maybe they are on their leave also. A few were part of the committees, the oversight committee that is working, and so they came on official responsibilities. A number of MPs, the select committee on youth and sports, also came here because of their responsibility. They, Parliament, sponsored. We only took care of their accommodation and some minimal transport and tickets to watch the game. The Foreign Affairs Committee also had their program around, so they came around. All we did was to support with few tickets. They were not responsible for their accommodation or anything. We did not give any slots to constituencies that I heard some people talk about, or probably that 2 per constituency were brought here. I'm saying the total number of persons we sponsored, we gave full package, was 281. The number of constituencies we have in this country is 276. Assuming without admitting that they even said that you were doing 2 for every constituency, that gives you almost 555.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that we did 281. Then again, if the person says that, oh no, they did it for only NDC members or NDC majority caucus. The majority caucus has about 188 or 189 members of what? Parliament. If you multiply that by 2, you are almost getting 370 something. That also is way higher than the 281. So that is again another lie, heard on the streets and given oxygen by people who should know better. Right. People who claim they are learning in very higher institutions, who should know how to verify things, will rely on pedestrian talk without an iota of what? Evidence. And to write and move on and make all manner of cases. And you know what they do? They intentionally ignore the foundational statement of His Excellency the President, that 1, we are not spending the tax money, budgeted money to do this. 2, we are only going to focus on the organized supporters union who have followed the theme all through. Yeah. The President didn't say we are zero bringing funds to this World Cup. He didn't say we are not going to bring anybody. Yeah. The President was clear in his statement, both when he spoke at the fundraising launched event and when he answered the question in London when he went there. He was very clear that we have core supporter union groups who have followed this team. Look, some of them, when we played in the qualifying game in N'Djamena, they sat in a bus from Accra to N'Djamena. Yes. Okay. That is how some of these are. They have support for the Black Stars. Then you will say that, oh, because you qualify for the World Cup, so because you have Ghanaians in America and Canada, these persons who have shown all this loyalty at the bigger level, don't bring them. Yeah. Well, you may say so because you think that there are other needs for those money. But that is why we approach corporate Ghana. Yeah. And the corporate Ghana also know that it's an opportunity for them to also market themselves, because sports market you more than anything.
That's true.
And they knew what that money was going to be used for. And having made it available to us, what they are suggesting is that we should divert it and use it for something else. No. The government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had already taken a proactive decision in establishing a sports fund. And this fund, Raymond, is going to receive every peso we gain from our participation in international competition. And that will be dedicated to using in promoting sports development. Not a peso will go into the consolidated fund.
Okay. No, Honorable, before we started this conversation, there was a press release out there stating that government's continuous sponsorship of funds with regards to ticket had come to an end. Bring us up to speed on what that statement really meant.
So, yeah, that is right, because the tickets we procured to use for that project was only for the group stage.
Okay.
And the group stage games have come to an end. We do not have tickets currently for any other stage. And if you ask me, the logistical nightmare of even moving the supporters from one state to another, from here to Kansas, and from Kansas we are now moving over to Vancouver in another country, will be quite challenging. So quite a number of Ghanaians have already shown interest. I'm sure that they will be able to purchase these tickets themselves if they want facilitation. We'll use through the FA, as we've done, to help facilitate for them. If they put themselves together, we still have enough time between now and Friday when we play the match in US here and Saturday Ghana time to be able to procure the tickets.
Finally, on the tickets, what message do you have for Ghanaians out there in the diaspora who have not properly understood all of these processes and have thrown all sorts of things out there?
Well, first and foremost, we want to apologize if they did not understand us well, that they thought everybody and anyone who will get up and then just drive or walk to the stadium without a ticket will get the ticket from us. We never said so. We made it very clear. And I think that even the Canadian High Commission, where we first played, issued a statement, a public statement, collecting data. Yeah. And so everybody should know that before you move, you needed to have had the ticket or be assured that you were going to receive a ticket, or your ticket has been made available to a group lead, and that person will identify you there. So it's unfortunate that those who wished to have gotten this government support didn't get it, but we thank them for the support they came around and gave, whether it was within the stadium or without the stadium. It was all part of the spirit that we needed for the team to progress, and we wish to thank them. And I believe that as we progress, as we invest in sport, as we contribute to the sports fund, in future we will be able to procure more tickets like other countries also did, and to have more fans attend. So let's take some interest in sports, not only when the events are happening. Let's be interested in sports even off events, and let's contribute towards sports development off events, so that before the event will arrive, we would have been ready to take all the necessary decisions. Can you imagine if we had funds much earlier and to have procured maybe 2,000 or 3,000 tickets? We would have been able to serve a lot more persons than we did. But we could only do a few because we didn't have enough money to do just that.
Oh, no, we traveled to Kansas to take on Colombia in a game that many believe would be a very tough one for the Stars. You have always been very confident the team would go far in the competition. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations of that game?
Well, my expectation is that we are winning a round of 32 game, and then we go and face whoever is ready for us, whether it is Algeria or it is Switzerland, and then also baptize them and carry on. That's all that we wish for. That's why we are here. That's why, yes, we know it is for any of the team that is participating to win. But we are also here to win. And so we are taking it game after game. There's so much confidence in camp, but then they are not complacent. That's what gives me joy.
Yeah.
There's confidence. They are not afraid of any opponent. They are not afraid of any opponent. They are very confident that even though before we moved in here, nobody gave them any chance, they have confidence in themselves that they can make it and make the world proud. Not just Ghana. They want to make the world proud. They want to set an example for the world. And so we are going to go into that game in Kansas against Colombia with every determination to win. The coach is working his strategy. He's taking the boys through. And I believe that it will yield positive results for us. And we will get to Vancouver and deliver also there and continue to be here till we return home with a trophy.
Fantastic. Now, Honorable, on the player welfare front, have they received everything they've been promised? Have they been well motivated ahead of this big game?
Well, the players are very highly motivated. Government has done its bit. They have qualified. We have qualification bonus to the next stage to give them. We haven't offered that yet, but I believe that it's being worked out so that they would get it. I don't want anything financial to derail anything. This is not to say that the boys are overly demanding for that, but what is due them must be given them. For me, that's my belief. Once the finance minister have made the budgetary allocation for it, then we must make sure that we commit to it. These boys by qualifying and reaching where they have reached already has brought some money to us, which is going to help in other areas. So we should not delay in what should be their portion. Even though that money hasn't come, but we know that it will surely come. Even if it means that we should borrow and spend, so that when we get it, we will pay back, and what is left we put in the Ghana Sports Fund. Let us do so, so we don't create any problem where we should not create a problem. And this is again not to say that the boys are threatening that they will not play or they will misbehave if they don't get this money. No, I haven't heard that, I haven't seen that, but there's a need to continue. Maybe they are happy the way they are because financially we have done what is very responsible of us. So let's just continue to be responsible. All actors who must act, for me as the Minister for Sports and Recreation to be able to see to it that I deliver to the team should do so, so we don't get delayed at all. It goes, the approval goes through a process. We have sent the master estimates to the office of the president through the chief of staff. There's an officer that have been assigned to be responsible to that. We have sent reminders. It is my belief that the necessary letters that must be done from the office to the finance minister are done quickly, so that the finance ministry can release the funds to enable us work, because we are dealing with a fluid environment and a fluid situation. So that's my prayer, that we all act, because it is not like the monies have been released to the Minister for Sports and Recreation and is sitting in our accounts. No, we don't have that money in our accounts. We don't have it at all. We got only up to the group stage of the 12 point something million that has been requested for. Only 5 had been released, which was to cover the group stage. So it is my expectation that before we Friday, when we play Colombia, we will get the releases to deal with the run of 32, and we prepare for the next. I would wish that we even get the releases for 32 and 16 at once, because they are so close. We play on the 3rd and on the 7th. So you don't wait, and between the 3rd and then the 7th when we play again are weekends. So why not just do it at once? Maybe do up to the quarter-final stage. If we don't get there, we'll come back. We know how much would have spent, or we should spend at this point, and return the rest. This is not a ministry that intends to spend money anyhow. Look, when we were bidding to host the Under-20 for Ghana, we were supposed to raise a budget to push the bid. You know, we didn't take any peswa from the state to be able to win that bid. We didn't. We used all the necessary networks that we had. The expenditure was very minimal, and we covered that from our goods and services. Some of it off pocket to be able to. But when the fact that we should host the competition was approved by cabinet, the request was for us to be able to. I said no. If we were a ministry, or I'm a minister who wants to just spend money anyhow, then I would have raised budget, because this is the directive. And we travel around and say that we have gone to see this one, we've gone to do this and spend. But no, we didn't spend the peso of the state money to win that bid.
Honorable, the expenditure for this World Cup, or how much was spent on this World Cup? I'm sure in due course you'd make that public.
Oh, sure. How much would have been spent? As for the estimate, the budget, we had already made it public. We made that public, that this is how much has been requested. But how much we will spend when we finish also, we'll make it public. How much we will spend. What we anticipate to spend, we made it public. We engaged the Parliamentary Select Committee. The meeting was covered live, and we put out all the information that we have to put out. I engaged the press at the ministry, and I announced the figures and the areas that it was going to cover. So we've been very transparent in all those areas. When we finish the World Cup also, we will then tell the actuals. some of the actuals, the deviations are huge because we did modest estimation based on kata.
Okay.
Because when normally you are running estimates for a World Cup, you look at the previous and then you use to estimate. Sometimes you make a 5 to 10% allowance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this World Cup has become very expensive.
Yeah.
Extremely expensive. Look, in Qatar, the highest price for ticket was about $100. Here, the least, as I told you, in our games was 42 or something. That's the least.
Yeah.
So you can imagine if you had planned with Qatar figures, cost of transportation, the distances that you have to cover. So a lot of things have been thrown off gear. Training pitches, how much it costs us to the camp pre-tournament camping training, where we budgeted for, I think, 4,000. We ended up paying, in some instances, about 30-something thousand.
Wow.
That's the situation. So we would indicate the reality also after we finish the tournament.
Honorable, we wish you well
Thank you.
as you continue your journey at the World Cup.
Thank
and
you.
as positive as you are, Ghanaians are also positively rooting behind the Stars to make sure they go far in the competition.
It's just that the timing for this World Cup has not been so favorable to Ghana. The times that we play goes into either a dawn. It used to be like those times Professor Berima Azuma Nelson used to fight in US. You have to wake up at dawn. If you didn't have a television and you must stand at the back of somebody's, then you'll be pushing the curtains to be peeping through the curtains to see what was. And those times it was even black and white. So you sometimes will not see very well. And the timing has not been so good. But we want to thank them. I want to thank His Excellency the President, the Vice President, the First Lady, and all for the support they have shown the team. And to Ibrahim Mahama, my very good brother, for his continuous support, his motivation to the team they have received and are receiving. And to the technical team also, they are grateful. And let it continue to flow because they say Sikai Emoja. And when they support them, they become also happy and will carry on. But I can assure Ghanaians that transparency will be the order of the day. We will account for everything, and that is why I'm being tough the way I am. When people ask for things and they don't get, it's because we want to make sure that the right thing is done. The processes are followed. There are some who think that, oh no, it's normal. They introduce all kinds of familiarity. Oh, I am your colleague. I am a party member. I am this. I am that. I said yes, but there is a structure that we must follow because we must account for what? Everything. We must account for everything. You, the media people, we work with you, but sometimes you want to take advantage of the power that you have to want to bully us, to do things in a way to your advantage. But I have refused to be bullied and to be pushed to do things their way. Also, some are not happy, but I said, well, that is what it must be. Some of the things you have come to see here that you are happy about, that you are talking about, it is because they've allowed a structure to work. That is why it is so. So you two help us and let's let this get the structure work. It may start with you. Don't let it pain you that it is starting with you. That we have denied you something because we are saying that we want this to work this way. Let it start with you. Tomorrow you will benefit from the system, or those you are training will benefit from a well-structured system. So to the media also, I apologize if I couldn't do much for you as it has always been. But we are helping to build the structure.
Honorable, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your thoughts on all the matters that we brought before you. And we wish you well in this journey at this World Cup. And we pray that Ghana will make the entire nation proud. Thank you very much for your time.
continent and the world.
Yes, continent and the world.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The nation, we are already making them
Yes,
proud. And
yes.
we want to add the entire African continent, and we want to extend it to the world.
Okay. My name is Raymond Yamado, and I've brought you this interview from Providence, inside Rhode Island, and I've done this for Sport TFM. This has been an exclusive interview with the Honorable Sports Minister, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. And he's explained a lot of issues that have come up in the course of this tournament to us. And hopefully, we hope that all of these explanations will put a lot of matters to bed. Until we meet again, God willing, after Ghana progresses to the round of 16. My name is Raymond Yamado for Sport TFM, Providence.